Hello, hello, hello. I I was 3 minutes late, and that drives me crazy. I thought, oh, it's not going to be difficult. I have everything all set up. No, because YouTube um signs me out and then it won't let me sign in. And so, you know, there's my Sue Crafter. Thank you, Ricardo. He was pacing because he's upset that I wasn't ready tonight. So it was my own fault. I should have started earlier. I know he tells me every week I need to start, you need to get started. And I'm like, no, it's okay. Hi, Laura Stahl. How are you? Thanks for joining me. And I'm always like, no, it's okay. I got this. And then I go to log in and I'm like, ooh, if it kept me logged in, I'd have this. So here we are. I'm sorry. I'm 3 minutes late. That drives me crazy. I think that's so rude. So I apologize. Next week, I will start earlier. I promise. Hey, Diana, how are you? So here's what we're doing. My new obsession, like obsessed. So I have an intro video that I just posted a couple of hours ago. Please, please, please go watch it. It's not very long. It's only like 9 minutes. But oh my goodness, look, like seriously, I am obsessed with it's not new, but it's my new obsession, crafty tool obsession, because seriously, I could not share this last week, but I kind of gave you some hints and I was talking about it, and I seriously, like, look, when I got this new release, and yes, it's all Alex Siberia's fault, because she did send me, hi Stacy Junk, her new release. I'm on her design team, so here's my disclaimer. Yes, she sent me these products because I'm on the design team. But y'all know, if I'm not a huge fan of something, I don't go live. I don't talk about it live. I don't make a big deal out of it. And I cannot stop. I am not kidding. When I got this new release, first of all, I just start playing. I always just start playing with new products, but it is a Better Press release. And I pulled out my Better Press that I've only used probably a couple of times, and I started playing with it. And I seriously, look, I could not stop. And I was so excited that I wanted to talk about this last week, and I couldn't because it hadn't been released yet. And so I've been dying all week long to share things. I finished my cards over the weekend. I had only created all of these backgrounds, and look, all of these sentiments. These were so easy because I'm not kidding you. This was like 3 foiling jobs, and then I took the negatives and I refoiled it all, and look at all these sentiments I got. It's crazy. So here's some of my makes. I honestly think, so the Better Press is, here's, spoiler right now, the Better Press is my new favorite crafty tool. I mean, right now. Here's my number 2. And I really didn't know if I'd ever say this, the Glimmer Hot Foil, because I'm telling you, I think the Better Press plates, or at least these plates, foil better than foiling plates. I said it. I swear. I think I'll say it again. In my opinion, I think the Better Press plates, and I don't know whether it's just Alex's or if they're all this way, the Better Press plates foil better. See, Diana said it too, than regular foil plates. Hands down. I mean, look, this is what the Better Press plate does, and this is the negative. And if you know what I mean by the negative, you get the foil and you get a twofer, because if you have the plate and you need this plate, let me find it. This one is the Spellbinders one. And I know, oh, darn, where'd it go? Hold on. Oh, there it is. It's just a solid plate, okay? So you take the negative, and we'll do it in a second, and you put it on this, and then you foil it again. It takes all the foil off, and you get the negative piece. And you can't see it there, but that's this part right here. So what didn't foil down here is what's up here. And look, perfect, 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 perfect. They do. I'm just telling you, the better press plates, I don't know what it is, but I am obsessed. Because honestly, I had put my glimmer away for a while because, you know, you just really, sometimes you have to work with it. And so I could not stop. And I tried it every which way to Tuesday. Everything I could think of to do with the glimmer or the better press plates I did with this new release. And I have to tell you, like, I don't know what it is. This one, and you can see, can you kind of see the impression on the back? I'm not sure that I can really get it in there right now with the way my lights are. I love this plate. This is the abstract background, and I think there are so many different ways to use it. Hi, Bonnie. How are you? There are so many different ways to use this abstract. I mean, look how pretty it is all on its own. Does everybody else think this is awesome? I mean, I just think this one is so pretty. And that's the background for this one. I inked it up using the layered stencils. There are two. Let's talk about this real fast, but go watch my intro. I'm not going to go through all these because you can watch the intro, but there are 2 layered stencil sets with this release. And there's a set for this one. That's the abstract floral. And it is just phenomenal. Oh, Bonnie says she bought the whole release. Thank you, Bonnie. Bonnie is like the best person at always using my affiliate links, and I love her dearly. She is the #1 donator to all of my charities because she is always great about clicking my affiliate links. And so Alex Siberia thanks you, and all my charities thank you, and I definitely thank you. They're not making the glimmers anymore. Diana said they're not making the glimmer plates anymore. I haven't even looked. Let's see. What else is everybody saying? I don't know. Hi, Stacy Junk. Did I say hi to you? I know Bonnie's second favorite activity. I think her first favorite activity might be shopping. So let's do some things here. Now, I don't want to give away all of my tips and tricks, but I definitely wanted to share my new obsession. And what did I do with my other card? Because I don't want to lose it. Because I have a video coming out in a couple of days with one of these. It'll probably be this project. So I want y'all to go watch the videos for sure. And I don't want to give away everything today, but I'm telling you, I mean, like, this is heat embossed, okay? So if you don't have foil or you don't have a glimmer, you don't need one. You can do this all with embossing ink and embossing powder. I was reading that Bonnie needs to stop shopping. Let's see. These were made with just ink. So you can use just ink too. This one's white. And I want to try the new Alta New white. Up until then, I had Hero Arts. I wonder where my Hero Arts white is. This is Sukaneko, I think, white from Sukaneko. This is the Alta New gold from their pigment inks. And this is the gold also. It's really pretty. I love the Alta New pigment inks, the black and the gold. There's 2 colors of gold. And I need re-inkers. I don't know if they have re-inkers yet, but they have a new white that I really want to try because I hear it's awesome. So you can heat emboss. You can use pigment inks. You can use archival inks. And you can even use, and of course you can foil, okay? Obviously you can foil, and that's a fantastic thing. That's funny, Bonnie. And then this is just ink, and then ink blended because it has coordinating stencils. And then this is just ink. So here's the deal. Some inks work better than others. And Better Press does, they worked with Ranger. This is heat embossed. They worked with, this is white pigment ink. So pretty. Like, I really kind of love that. This is the Altenew Gold, I believe, but see, it needs to be I need a re-inker. And then this is clear heat embossed. Isn't that pretty? I love black on black. This would make a great background. Great background. So there's so many things you can do, and you don't even have to have a glimmer if you don't have one. And remember, the very, very best part of embossing, oh, there you can see it, of embossing plates is that you get that embossed, or they're not embossing plates, sorry, they are Better Press plates. They're like a old-fashioned copper plate. They emboss or deboss, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure, I never did look it up last week. They make that impression. So you can't really see it on the front because of the inking, but you can see it on the back. So you can just imagine. It's fantastic. So let's create a couple things. Now, I have not been heating up my glimmer, so we'll do that in a second. But like I said, I don't want to give away all of my tips and tricks either. Better Press plate or system. If you do not have one, it's not as detailed and involved as you might think. It literally is this base, and it's magnetic, and it has this piece, and it comes with some shims. Definitely put your shims in there. Don't throw these away. I think some people have been throwing them away, not reading, but put those in there, and then you have this heavy duty magnetic plate. So put that in over it. Let's turn this around. Okay. I put the handle facing me, and then it's got this cover plate. Now, I took a thick piece of cheap watercolor paper, probably about time to switch it out, and I put a couple pieces of tape at the top and the bottom. You have to be careful. It may actually make an impression from that tape on and mess up your inking job. If it does, just so you know, if it's about in those places, that's your tape making that mess. So tape it in a different place if you have a hard time. But I've been using this as kind of a shim to give it more of an impression. And it's right there. I like that. This has an A7 card outline and an A2. So you know exactly where to put your plate and where to put your paper when you put it on. Okay. So this is what works best for me. I'll be honest, I've watched a couple of videos, not many. So we know last week Diana helped me out because I almost gave supposedly bad information, wrong information. And I don't like it. I hate it when people give bad information or the wrong information. It's a pet peeve of mine. So thank you, Diana. She helped. Supposedly, they say don't use alcohol on your Better Press plates. I don't know why, and I don't know yet if I completely agree with that, but that's supposedly what Spellbinder says, so we're going to go with it because maybe there's a special coating on Better Press plates, and that's why you shouldn't put alcohol on it. In my mind, I think it's metal, so why would alcohol hurt it? But maybe there's a special coating on it. So, the reason they say to do that, they say to use the Ranger archival ink stamp cleaner or ink cleaner. And yes, Bonnie says there's a coating on the plates. So we're going to go with that. But if you know anything about stamp cleaners, the ones for like archival ink, they're a little bit stronger than other stamp cleaners. So that's why I think that's a little funny. But we're going to go with it. So Better Press went to Ranger. I'm gathering stuff up as we talk. Better Press went to Ranger. They formulated an ink that is a little bit more viscous, a little bit heavier to stick to the plate a little bit better. But I don't know, does anybody know, do they have full size of those yet? Because I have to tell you, I got the little one. Let me see. First of all, I kind of need a re-inker for it. Secondly, I am not a fan of these little ink pads, and I'll tell you why. Because they kind of go in different grooves and stuff of the Better Press plate. and then they get all over your base plate. And I just think a full-size ink pad works better. Oh, they do have a full size, Bonnie says. Of course Bonnie knows that because she probably has it already and I do not. So I will probably buy the black, but I have to tell you, I already have I hate to have tons of all different kinds of stuff. I already have archival ink, and I've used the archival ink and I think it works very well. I think other inks work very well. So right now I don't feel like I have to rush out and buy another ink, but that is the ink that Better Press Spellbinders worked with Ranger to create, and they recommend you use their ink cleaner, stamp cleaner for archival ink on your plates. Okay, so that's what the company says. So that's the information I'm giving you. Thank you, friends, for telling me that last week. This is the problem. Maybe I should definitely watch the videos from the company directly. So there's that ink pad. I don't know if do they have re-inkers yet? Does anybody know? But I will tell you, like I said, I used pigment inks on it. They worked great. You know, pigment inks are very viscous, obviously. Here's the gold from Altenew I used. You can use their obsidian black, and then I think I used my, oh, here's the white I used. It's the old Brilliance, you know, that's been around forever. That's the Moonlight White. It's really pretty. And so I used, years ago, I made my own ink pad. You know, you could buy the empty ones, and you could get Tim Holtz archival distress ink in black soot. So I created my own, and I have the re-inker for that. So this is the black archival I was using. That worked fine. I just am not a fan of using the little ink pads. It's very messy. It gets everywhere. So I like using, and then of course we have VersaFine Clair. We have VersaFine that you can use. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink. Okay, yes, because the Brilliants are pigment inks. And you know, y'all know I love my pigment inks. And the cool thing is, ooh, let's use a colored pigment ink from VersaFine. Where are my VersaFine inks? They're all right here. Let me get one. Let's use a pretty VersaFine. If you don't know, VersaFine Clair. Ooh, and they have some new inks that I need to get. I don't own them. Hold on. Let me find. Let's find. Oh, Warm Breeze is one of my favorite. Yes, Warm Breeze is a beautiful blue color. Look, from VersaFine Clair. It's a beautiful color, and they have new colors that I need, including a pretty lavender. Hi Alexis, how are you? This plate, I didn't know Alex Siberia was doing. This is her first release. Alexis, it is fantastic. I have a video, just a quick video introducing each of them. You'll have to go back and watch it because the whole release is so awesome. She has 5 new press plates. Okay, I have a piece of paper. Now remember, if you're foiling, paper matters. If you're foiling, hey Wendy Jean, I use the Hammer Mill 100 pound. I can use this for everything, and this is great paper. I know they have special paper that Spellbinder sells that, you know, they advertise. I find the Hammer Mill, it's a very smooth, beautiful cardstock. I can Copic color on this. I can do all kinds of stuff. And so this works great for the Glimmer machine too. And I'll make sure I add this to my supplies list, okay? So let's ink this up. I have my Platinum Spellbinders Platinum 6, and you don't even need any plates with it because you just use the Better Press, okay? So, and I'm going to tell you, there's all kinds of ways to do this. Some people tape their paper here. In all honesty, I don't know why. I can't do that. It messes me up. I gently put my paper here, and I didn't have one mess up by just placing it there with my hand. So this magnet, the magnetic base, is very strong. It holds your plate in place. I just lightly twist and very lightly pounce my ink pads on the plate. Okay, and I go around it several times to make sure I've got it, because these ink pads have not been re-inked for a while. I've never re-inked them. I don't own all of the VersaFine Clair ink pads. So make sure you cover it. I take my paper, I very gently lay it there. Look at how awesome this is. I love that Alex thought of this. Look, the press plates are a little bit bigger than your paper. I love that, because now it's going to go edge to edge. This is cut as an A2 size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's going to cover my full A2 size card. I click that in place. I take it. I push it here. I'm not pushing this top down. Don't push it down with your hands until you're ready to take it through. And see how my watercolor cardstock is right there, and I'm going to have to push on it kind of hard. And I go slowly, and I'll tell you why. I don't know what everybody else does. I go slowly because if you follow me, you know I'm a big proponent of this is ink. It's got to transfer into the paper. Now, pigment ink is a little bit different. A dye-based ink has to literally soak into the fibers of the paper. And some people, when they stamp it, and they immediately pick up their stamping block. They literally go stamp and they pick it right up. And then they wonder why they don't get a good stamp. It's because you didn't give your ink time to transfer onto the paper. Now that's more a dye-based ink. And then look, I very gently pick this up. Okay. And look how beautiful this is. Look how pretty that colors. That's that warm breeze. I'm going to have to add this, my VersaFine Clair, to my supplies list. Look, isn't that beautiful? And let's see, can you see? Now I did not, look what happens. It can cut this background because that's how much of the pressure went on it. But I will tell you, I still don't have as much of an impression as the other pieces I did, partly because this paper is a little bit thinner than regular, that colored cardstock, but also I normally add one more piece of paper as a shim, but look how pretty that is. So, and remember, with your pigment inks, I would heat set this, and then we can ink blend over it with a water-based dye ink, and it won't smear, right? Because it's water resistant. So that's that warm breeze, and that's a pigment ink, and look how beautiful that is. Is anybody else as obsessed with this plate? I think this plate would be so pretty on so many different kinds of backgrounds. So Bonnie, here's the thing, because I put it down with my hands, I wouldn't be able to, obviously the ink dries somewhat quickly. I don't know how much of the embossing powder it would hold now, because I didn't do it right away. It might hold some now, but if I did it right away, I could heat emboss it with clear. But I really like this kind of matte finish of it also. But I'm telling you, I love this too. This background plate, just so modern, so, I don't know what it is. I love it. So this is just with pigment ink. I also find that, let me get my stamp cleaner, because water is not going to clean up the pigment ink, because of course the pigment ink is water based. So I'm going to use just regular stamp cleaner. That should be fine for the plates. And I very gently kind of use my lint-free towel and clean up my plate, clean up. Now, stamp cleaner does have a little bit of glycerin in it. So I don't want glycerin to kind of make any marks on my paper. So I'm going to make sure I wipe it off really well, cleaning it. So, I want to show you how nicely the Catherine Pooler inks work on this too. Because remember, Catherine Pooler, I'm going to use a different plate since we already used that one. Catherine Pooler inks are a little bit heavier, I guess is a good way to put it. than a lot of other water-based dye inks. And because of that, Catherine Pooler inks, I think, sit very nicely on photopolymer stamps and on these plates a little bit better. Yes, I need to switch these over into the sleeves, but I haven't done that yet because I've been so busy playing around. So I really like using my Catherine Pooler inks on these better press plates. I've seen other people use other, oh yes, and Bonnie also reminded me because of the foam ink pad, but you have to be careful with the Catherine Pooler foam ink pads. Don't squish it down in there because of the foam. You have to give it little kisses, right? Okay, let's pull. You have to see this one because we're going to do a little bit of everything. This is the Charming Floral Background. Oh, this one is probably my favorite because I have to tell you, for years, I wanted companies to come out with background stamps or something to coordinate with like floral, you know me, I love my florals, so that I could easily ink up a background. And I know some companies were for a little while doing like a red rubber background stamp, excuse me, to coordinate with their stamps, their like focal point image stamps. And I love that, but not everybody did that. And that was always a complaint of mine. And so I love that the background plates do that, or these better press plates do that. Absolutely love it. So I'm going to put this one down right here. And let's ink up, oh, I don't know what color should, ooh, let's do Be Mine. No, what color should we do in the background? Anybody have a vote? Let's do Serenade. I haven't used Serenade for a long time. Hi, Anne. How are you? I know, isn't it so pretty? I'm telling you, I love it. Yay, I'm glad you're here too. Thanks for joining us. So, Serenade is a really pretty purple. Let's use this and see how it goes. So, I'm not squishing down because this is Catherine Pooler. So, you're going to see it's going to look like it's beading up at first, but the more you keep tapping, the more it kind of settles where it should. And I'm also watching to make sure that I'm trying not to get any like spots where you can kind of see the ink pad. The good thing is this ink will go into the paper. It'll absorb into the paper. That's the word I want to use. And it'll travel and even itself out. Okay. So, oops, now see, oh, I didn't mess it up. I thought I did. I thought that's the first time I've done that. So just drop it on there. I'm not going to move it because see, I'm going fast. I have to tell you, I did not do that once on my own. When I'm going slower and I lightly drop it on there. Now I have to tell you, like I said, a lot of people are taping the back of their paper onto their press plate so they don't have to worry about how it goes on. But I don't know what it was. I tried to do that several times and I don't know what it was. It just didn't, it just wasn't for me. That technique just wasn't for me. Now watch, I'm going slowly. This is a water-based dye ink. The ink has to not only sit on the paper, but then it needs to soak in and travel through the papers, the fibers of the paper. So go slowly, give that ink time to travel. Okay. Oh, and sometimes it sticks right to that. Look, isn't that so pretty? Now give it time and hopefully it'll even out here as it dries. If not, nobody else is going to notice it. Okay. No big deal. Look how pretty this is. I love this color. Love it, love it, love it. Isn't that so pretty? Now, we could leave this the way it is, right? But let's do some ink blending, okay? So first I'm going to clean this. Now this one I can just use water on, right? Because Catherine Pooler inks are a water-based dye ink. So it cleans up just perfectly with water. So when I can, I just use water. Okay. So this one is the, what's this one called again? Charming Floral Background. And while well, I'm not going to plug in my glimmer yet. I will in a moment, but we're going to leave that one on there because we're going to use the glimmer in a minute. I want to show you how beautiful it is, because seriously. Now that's a strong magnet, so just put it there by itself, okay? So I'm going to move this for a second. Okay. I am going to get my sticky pad for my stamp wheel. No, I won't, because these, I'm going to use my other sticky mat from Picket Fence Studios, because let me tell you why. The stencils may not fit on this one. I didn't try it, but here's the other thing. I like that Alex also made the stencils a little bit bigger. So let me find the coordinating layered stencils. There we go. These are the, is this the, what did I say? Charming Florals. Okay. There are 4 or 5. There's 5 here. So let's get these. Let me get my sticky mat. The only reason I didn't pull this out is because I think it's pretty well loved and kind of dirty, but that's okay. Okay. Get this piece of glitter off. And let's put this on. Look how pretty this is. I do like these sticky mats from Picket Fence Studios. So this is number 1. I don't know if you can see it. It's etched in the corner and super simple. Look, now don't freak out when you try to put this stencil on. Alex likes a funky kind of design, and it does have these florals when you're finished are going to have some white highlights on them. So don't freak out when you pull up the stencil that thinking you didn't have it lined up correctly. So take your time in putting it down, but I don't know if you can see there's going to be white space on these flowers. Now we could do a monochromatic, or we could do complementary colors, because anybody know what the complementary to purple is? You didn't know you'd have a quiz, did you? I know, isn't it? That's what I said, and I don't think you were here yet. I love, love, love that the background is inked. Anybody? There you go. Bonnie does. Ding, 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 ding. It's yellow. Let me see what yellows. Let's do complementary colors. Let's do some yellows. I have lemon sorbet right here from Catherine Pooler. I have some glitz. Let's do, I have limoncello. Let's do these, and maybe a hint of, since I have it right here, like we could use coral. No, I don't want oranges with the purple. I mean, we could, but we might use pink to do just a little bit of to make it orange if we need it. Now I'll actually get orange. Hold on. Let me see what orange I want. Give me 1 second. I'll just pull. I must have orange over there that I didn't know. I pulled Bellini if we need a really soft edition, but I don't know if we will or not. Let me see, because I must have an orange over here. You can't see all the stacks and stacks of ink I have here on my desk. If not, I have yellows from Altenew too. Wonder where those are. Oh well, we're gonna use what we have, okay, and get this show on the road. So let's do some yellows. This one is lemon sorbet. And give me a second. I just started, I got new brushes and I was organizing them a little bit today, but I was in a hurry, so not so much organization. Okay, let's ink this up and let's very gently. Now, there's different ones. Here's like buds, and we could do those in different colors or in the little bit darker yellows. And so let's keep those in mind and not go nuts on those, okay? So I'm just going to go lightly in the middle and get some color down. Let's leave these really light because we don't want to blow anybody out either with this yellow, with these complementary colors. Normally, I am not a huge complementary colors fan. However, I love Bearded Iris with the yellows and the purples. So that's kind of my inspiration, I think, on these, even though I know they're not iris. And I love one of Rich's favorite flowers, I think, are pansies. Even if he tells me they're not, I know they are because he talks about them. Whenever I go buy flowers, he'll tell me how much he likes pansies. So there's a very soft yellow. Now let's go with a medium one. I don't know how many stencils do we have? What did I say? There were 5, but I'm not sure how many there are for the flowers. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, and then we've got leaves, and these are the centers. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of, you know me, a little bit of ink blending with some, hold on, mini ink blenders to get some other shading in here. So this is limoncello. This is like a medium yellow. And let's go in just certain places and get some shading on here. Just in certain places, okay? What's everybody working on? What's on your craft desk? Wait until you see this. This is so pretty. And then we're going to foil. And you'll see how it gets even better when we foil with it. Seriously. Uh-oh, I see lots of comments going. Erin won't let me buy any more. Buy any more what? Of the little mini blenders? Diana, you have enough for, like, we could all take a box. And you'd probably still have a box. Have boxes stacked in your craft closet. It is, you and Bonnie might compete for that one. It's insane. Okay, so there's that. And what are we talking about? Speaking of brushes, did everyone take advantage? Ooh, I know, Laura. And I did too. I bought 2 16 sets, so I have 32. So I'm excited. I know several people use my link, so I really appreciate it. That was fantastic. Ooh, there are birds from Spellbinders. I need to see what those are. Okay, let's switch this out. Ooh, before I take it, I like to very gently clean off my stencil if I can. Be careful. Sometimes you have to dab. Don't wipe too much. Oh, I needed to ink these up. Let's ink these with the darker color limoncello. I'm going to go in a little bit darker on these, especially at the base, and maybe a little bit less at the top. And I might go ahead and go in with some of that Bellini, just for a little bit of a different shade, to give it a little bit of an orange or a hint of orange at the bottom. Remember, when you're inking, if you think that's good enough, go a little bit heavier because it will dry and fade back. We call that fade back. And you want it when it dries and fades back to be the color you originally thought was good enough, right? I might even use one of my smaller, I love these smaller blending brushes too from Altenew. I need more of these, but you know, I'm cheap and I'm waiting for these to go on sale again. They have flat ones and they have angled ones. And I have to tell you, I've been using the angled ones a little bit, and I'm really kind of digging them lately. So this is Bellini, and I just want to give these little flowers a little bit of color at the base. So I'm making them a little bit darker than I think I actually want them, because I know it's going to fade back just a little bit. But I still don't want too much. Just a little hint that right there on these little buds, for some reason, there's a little bit of a different color. Now remember, we don't want to add purple here over top of orange or the yellow, because it'll turn brown. If I had just used a little bit of purple there and then done yellow at the top, that would have been pretty, and would not have given us brown, obviously. So just remember your color wheel. Okay. So I'm just going to add this in some spots. And now let's go ahead, and we could add a little bit here and there on these if we wanted, right? Not on all of them, but some of them have a little hint of that color, maybe in the middle, just like the buds would have at the bottom. Okay. Let's hope I like that color when we pull this up, or else it's going to be a YouTube live fail again, right? Okay. Ready? Oh my, that is definitely complementary colors on that yellow and purple. That's a little much for me. I don't know if I would do this again, but I'm not very adventurous like that. Complementary colors are not normally my jam. Here's my two at the bottom. Now I'm looking, see this little rounded spot here and kind of up here? That's how I know around this top flower where this is going to line up. And I'm moving it to cover up the white spaces that I see. Here, there, and everywhere. And then there's little lines here. So there we go. Let's go in now with Glitz to give this a little bit darker yellow. Okay. My ears need to pop all of a sudden. I'm going to load this. This ink pad may need to be re-inked. Yep, I think this needs to be re-inked. Let's re-ink this. If you don't know how to re-ink your ink pad, yep, feels a little dry. Let's do this. I'll show you. Hold on. If you don't have re-inkers for Catherine Pooler inks, I highly recommend it, because they are a foam ink pad and they need to stay very nice and juicy. And you'll find that they need to be re-inked a lot more often than the linen or the felt ink pads do. I start and I go around the outside edge because that's where they'll dry out first. And they just take a little bit more TLC and care than a regular foam or linen ink pad. And then I kind of go in the middle. Okay. And this was very dry, so I'm probably loading it maybe even a little bit too much. So put the ink around the outside edge, really get that edge, and you need to basically maintain and take care of your foam ink pads. I don't care what company it is. They take a little bit more TLC than regular ink pads, and you need to keep them juicy or else they will deteriorate and they will go bad. Okay. And I think I may have even waited too long to do this one. I see it may have gotten too dried out. I don't know. Let's hope that it's not. The other thing is you really want to make sure you don't cross-contaminate it with like a pigment ink or embossing ink, something like that. And try not to always put your brush right in the middle. Try to use it in different spots. That will wear down the foam in the middle also. So foam ink pads, I've had some of these Catherine Pooler ink pads as long as I've been using Catherine Pooler, which would be at least, goodness, at minimum 7 years. And I've had Catherine Pooler ink pads last 7 years. And so, but I have replaced other ones. So just so you know, there we go. Now let's go in, and I'm going to go pretty heavy handed with the glitz. And even on the little buds for this one. And I'm just trying to get this one finished so you can see it. And if we don't love it, I have the other samples that I had already made. And we can go back and look at those. But I do want to, and maybe I won't do the leaves and everything on this one so that we can move on, because it's already 7:50. And I'm hungry. Rich and I have not had dinner. So I don't want to be on forever. But stay tuned for sure. If you like what you see and you want to see more of the Better Press and all the different ways that I use it, stay tuned. Make sure you follow me here on my YouTube channel, and definitely hit the notifications button so that you're notified when I have a new video or I'm live. And because I will have tutorials and process videos for most of these cards. And there's a blog hop. Oh my goodness. Now here, I'm going to show you. This is going to show you that my ink pad, I probably got it a little too juicy, and I should have tried it beforehand. I don't know if you can see it, but a lot of ink kind of smushed out when I was inking these flowers. And that's because I probably over inked my pad just a little bit. No big deal. I would just take it. Well, first of all, normally, I'm ink blending anyway, but I would take a scratch piece of paper, and all I have to do is squish it down like once or twice, okay? And get a little bit of that extra ink off of my pad. No big deal. And throw that away, okay? So, I'm not a huge complementary color fan, but it is pretty. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of it, but that gives you an idea. But let me show you some of my samples. Do you remember the black one that I showed you? Here it is. Look how pretty. This one with the, this is the glam and the pinks, and then the greens. There's the leaves that I inked. And a little bit darker, that was using the mini ink blenders in certain places. I love to do that. And if you look, some of the petals are a little bit darker in places, but and that's the black background. So very, very pretty. And then here's some of the other ones that I created. I don't know if you remember from the beginning. That's just with the press plate. And those are all done with Catherine Pooler inks. Okay. That's the press plate. And this is one that I use the stencils. And then my card sample, if you remember, this one is ink blended with Catherine Pooler inks. The red violets and the purples, the violets, right next to each other on the color wheel, right? So they're analogous. And now real quick, let me show you, it's okay, but I'm not a fan of complimentary, so I kind of knew that was going to go that way. Let's get this heating up. Here is my glimmer. Okay. One tip I have for you right now. If you don't get good glimmer results, there's lots of different reasons. Paper, is definitely one. And I mean, I'm not even going to go into all of them tonight. I want you to watch my videos that are coming. But one thing is your paper, and here's another thing that I have definitely learned. And the same goes with the foiling machine, you know, like with toner cards. A lot of times it gets finicky. And I know, and it's one of my favorites. Black and the blues and black background, the pinks and black background, and purples and blacks. Some of my favorites. Don't let it get too hot. If you are having problems with the foiling, I have definitely found it has to have that sweet spot. Okay, so let's get this going. And I don't have enough room on my craft desk, really. Let me get my better press back, and let's do what I do with it. Oh, I put it where it goes, I think. Did I? No. What did I do with it? Hold on. I set it somewhere. Here it is, back here. So this is heating up, waiting for that green button to show me it's ready. Okay, we're going to use this one. It's clean. Remember, I cleaned it. You want to make sure it's clean. I don't even want any oils from my hand. Now, I don't know that this makes a huge difference, but they say to do it, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to use my Dusty Dusty, as Nancy at Nancy Stamps Foiling Snob says. Dusty Dusty. And I have some of these foils that I used. I have this one. This is like an Aura or Opal. Check this one out. It's a black. It's pretty cool. It might do a better black for our background than that black ink did. I'm going to use this first, and let's see how it goes. I need to put this on my list. I love my little Fiskars rotary trimmer. It makes it so easy to maybe cut this foil. Let's go this way. Look how easy that was. So, oh, I don't need it on here. What am I thinking? Y'all should have yelled at me. Okay, I'm going to, this is getting ready, but I'm going to go ahead and put my press plate on here. Okay, that's my press plate. We're going to use it to foil now. So I don't need this. You can tell it's been a few days since I did all this. Had to think for a second. And then I've got my plates here, and I like to use, here's my plate. Here's my top plate. I don't know what they call this, the shim. Top plate. And then I like to use a shim, a piece of paper over it. Okay. So, and then I will use a piece of hammer mill again. This is that hammer mill 100 pound. I'm going to need my platinum again. So let me get it. I know, isn't it, Ann? Like, seriously, if you don't have a rotary trimmer for your foil, you are messing with, you need it because it makes it so easy. So we're waiting for that. I just touched it again. Oops. You can tell it's not hot yet because I can use my fingers. Okay, clean it off. Dusty, dusty. I'm going to, so that you can see me, try not to touch the middle of it. Dust my foil off. Wait a minute, let me think. Foil goes, yes, foil goes pretty side down. I was questioning myself for just a second. And we're letting this heat up, not ready yet. And I will tell you, don't let it sit there and get too hot. Once it says it's ready, it's pretty much ready. And I seriously found I had two problems when I was doing this time. I had a roll of foil that I think, and I had heard this before, like there are times it can just go bad. And I had a roll of foil that I tried to use about 5 different times. And I finally thought, try a different roll. Sure enough, it worked. I even went back and tried it. My system, I'm looking to see, I thought it got overheated because that can be a problem. And I tried it again. It wasn't overheated. I finally threw that roll away because it had just gone bad and was not working because other rolls were working great. So kind of keep that in mind. I know it's kind of weird and it's surprising, but I think it does. And I had heard that on other forums. So sorry, I was taking a drink. Let me move this stuff out of the way because it's going to hit it. Like I said, I like to use a shim. I'm still waiting. That's a big plate, so it's going to take a while. I should have had it heated up before. We'll look at the cards while we wait. Remember, I use the negative also. I'll show you how that works. And then we'll probably be about done. And just please go back and watch the introduction video because I show you in there all of the new release from Alex Siberia. It is all press plate. And let's see what else. It's all press plate. And oh, that reminds me, I will tell you this, not giving away all tips and tricks. Remember that hot foiling with toner cards uses a different, there it goes, finally. I was just thinking, what is going on? It's ready. So we're going to put this foil on here. Okay. And then I'm going to put my card on top of that and I can kind of see where it is. So that's perfect. Put that on there. Okay. And then now I know everybody does this different ways. I put my plates on. Okay. And I hit timer. And there's my shim. I use a shim with it. So we're going to let that heat up. When this is done flashing, we can put it through our platinum machine and take it through. Once again, I don't take it through too fast. What was I saying a second ago? I know I was, foils. There's a difference between like ThermoWeb and their hot, foil for hot foiling systems like you would use with Gina K's Fuse and toner cards. Then there is like glimmer machine foil. So make sure you have, you keep yours very separated. I keep my Fuse and hot foils up there on my shelf to the right. And then I keep my glimmer foils down in a drawer. They were up there, but then I needed room for all my shimmer sprays. And you'll see these rolls are shorter usually than the like Fuse machine and laminator foiling. Okay, this is ready. And like I said, you don't want it to get too hot. I hold the base and gently pull. Okay, move it over to your platinum. And this is also, I go one time, whether it's the Better Press or whether it's the Glimmer Foil, I go slowly, but I only go one time. I will tell you, I tried many times to take it back through, and I always got over foiling and double foiling. I could not get it to work. This is what works for me. Take it through. And then I will sit my plate here until I'm ready to do the next one so that it does not overheat. Okay, let's see how this works. You ready? Did I do this right? I hope so, because it's sticking to my top plate. So it makes me wonder. Yep, I did. Ready? Watch. Oh, there we go. I can pull it off. Let's see how we did. Oh, now I did not get, it may not have been quite hot enough. Look, and that happens. Darn it. You have to know that. And look, I think maybe I had more pressure on the sides than I did in the middle. That happens. In all honesty, it might be this foil. It might be that it wasn't quite hot enough. So let's put it in. We're going to try it again. And sometimes there's just some foils, like I said, it's just, you're not going to get as good a one with. You have to be patient with hot foiling, and you have to know that maybe 1 out of 4 or even more are not going to work maybe perfectly every time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I have to tell you, when I was doing this last week, almost, other than that foil that was bad, almost every single one came out fantastic. So, but you know what? This is what happens in lives, and it's what happens in the craft room normally. So we're going to try black one more time. Okay. We're going to make sure this heats up again. And if the black doesn't come through perfectly on the background, I want to show you. Like this one, I think that was the black foil. It's not real shiny. It's more of a matte. I think that was. And let me see. I know I did another one. I did some other ones with the black foil. I don't know where it is. It does come out pretty, but maybe it's not going to work for our background. We'll have to see. Okay, so here's my plate. This now it says it's ready. Let's hurry up and get, I don't think that our problem was that it was overheated. Like I said, sometimes it can get too hot. You know how it happens with a foiling machine? Sometimes, but because this one took a little bit longer, I don't think that's what the problem was, but let's see. So let's hurry up and get this on here. Okay. Get that on there. We'll try it one more time. And if it doesn't work, we're going to use a different one. So put that on there. Get my plates where did I put them? Okay. Set the timer and let's go. And then we'll try this gold. I do like this gold too. Anybody have a color they would like to see? I probably have the color. If you want to request a color, I might have a pretty lavender. Let's see. Keep it down here. I have this one that's kind of a matte. It's not shiny. And then I do have this one that's kind of a red violet. Yes, the green light's on, Bonnie. It was on when a minute ago. That's on. It's just hard to see. And then now this one's flashing. Okay. And there it says it's ready. So let's run this through. You ready? Now, I don't go. Ooh, Anne says a teal. I think I have a teal, Anne. Let me see. You want to go like not too slowly, not too fast. It was on, Bonnie. Take my word for it. Now it's not on. Okay. Okay. And I don't plug it back in. Okay. Let's see how it went. Okay. Let's try it again. Take two. Nope. It didn't work again. And it's making me think there's something with the pressure on my plate. Because it's working well on the sides, but not so much in the middle. And my shim is, so it might even be, I don't know, might be something with my plate. So let's try another color, okay? Because this black is just not wanting to work for the background. Let's try it. Oh, Anne said teal. Let's see. You want this one, Anne? It's kind of a blue turquoise. Let's see. I have this one. I think I used that one on. How about that one? That one's pretty. You pick, Anne. Let's see what else. I might not have teal, but I have these turquoise. Okay. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Aren't these pretty? Let's do this one. That one's pretty. Anne, what do you think? Oh, they're both pretty. See, good. Thank you, Anne. Thanks for being flexible. Okay, let's try this one. Everybody cross your fingers, hold your breath, say a prayer. Okay. Here we go. Let's dusty dust. Oh, we got to plug this in. Okay, Bonnie, no light on. Okay. Let's move this. Don't use your fingers normally. It's not that hot though right now. So I have the little magnetic thingy, the little tweezers. So we're waiting for that to be ready again. And if this doesn't work, it's going to make me out to be a liar. But I'm telling you, did not have any problems last week. So we'll see what happens. Dusty, dusty. Oops. Dusty, dusty this. Okay. And then I'm going to dust my cardstock. Don't throw these panels away. Use them, as scratch paper, or use the back even. You can foil the back. No one knows, right? So don't throw that good paper away. And now let's dusty, dusty this card. Okay. I'm going to flip it over. Waiting for that. I definitely found that on my system, at least. Oh, good, Laura. I'm glad you like that one. That's the one I like. I'm going to use too. That I had the most trouble with, let me think. I have the most trouble. I always use hammer mill, so that's not the problem because it's such a super smooth, heavy cardstock. Okay, it's ready. I almost forgot what direction or what steps we go. Get that on there. Flip my paper over because I dusted the top. Okay. Now put my shims on. Let's flip my plates. One going one way. I don't know if that'll make a difference, but and let's get those right there. And I'm going to use the shim, but maybe next time if it doesn't work, timer's on. Maybe we'll try it without the shim. Sometimes you just, it can be finicky. I found I had the most problems when it was not pretty side up. You'll foil your plates pretty side down. And because the ugly side or the dull side is what melts, attaches to your paper. So when you flip it over, you see the pretty side, right? It's like it melts into your paper. And sometimes I have to think about it, but ask me how many times I've foiled plates, right? Until it finally sticks. I'm trying to think what other pretty colors I have. I have so many. I have this little tub. I need another bin. But I don't know if you can see how many layers, probably not, are in here. I have 3 or 4 layers in there. The only reason I moved them in here was because I needed that space. And they were perfectly on my little acrylic, dividers the way those are, but I needed the space for my new shimmer spritz because, we're done. The shimmer spritz needed their space. And at the time, before I fell in love with this release from Alex, I wasn't really using my glimmer much. Okay. So, let's go a little bit faster and see if that's going to work. Cross your fingers, say a prayer. Ready? When this is good, it's so good, isn't it? Ready? Oh, I think this one's going to be good. It might just be that black. Looky, looky. Ooh. How beautiful is that? Yay, everybody cheer. It worked, it worked, it worked. Look how pretty. Shut up on that one, huh? Thank you. Thanks, everybody. I know. Now, hold on. If you foil, it's the gift that keeps on giving because I found my little tweezer thingies. Take that off, put it on the little pad. Put your solid plate on. Now, y'all, what did I do with my solid plate? Because that's the question. Is it in this stack of stuff to the side I've got because we talked about it earlier? It is. There it is at the bottom. Okay, here's my Spellbinder solid plate. This says it's ready, but I'm not going to believe it because now we're putting this on. Okay, so get that on there. And it won't take long. but I'm going to clean it. Let's clean it a little bit because I've been putting the oils from my hand all over it. I don't know if that's a thing, but it makes sense in my brain, right? So we've got that, and let's dusty. I'm not believing that it's ready because I didn't have a plate on there, and this is the big, heavy, solid plate. And we're going to use our negative foil, what we have left, going to dusty again, and watch the magic. So I know it, and it's like so exciting. Okay, I'm not touching, letting it heat up. Let's take a second. Ooh. Now, use your stencils. Now, is this 100% perfect? No, but in all honesty, I'm never going to bang my head against the wall and get upset that I've got these little tiny spots that didn't foil, like maybe there was dust there or even at the bottom. Come on. Use a, like, whatever your background dye is, you know, that you want to use, and you're going to trim that off, and I'm not going to worry about it because it's beautiful. No one else is going to notice, right? Yes, that would be pretty. Okay, so I think we're going to go with it. Let's hope that this is hot enough. Let's give it another second. And then we're going to do another one. So get another card, right? Dusty. Okay. Put your foil on there. Should we trust that it's ready? I think we're going to. So get this on here. This is your negative, right? Oops. Trying to get it perfect without burning my fingers. Okay, on there. Flip our card over. Get it right on there. Get our shims on. Timer. Go. There's that shim. Cross your fingers, say a prayer on this one, because if we get both, that would be really fantastic. So here's this one. Let me show you while we're waiting. Here are all the sentiments I created, and this is from that sentiments set. This was that black. Look how pretty that black came out. That was that black foil. This was the normal positive ones. Look how pretty that is. And then I used the negatives for these, okay? And don't forget, when you create all of these on this beautiful cardstock, look what I did. Let me find my card. Here it is in my pile. Don't forget, you can go direct ink to paper and ink blend, or put your ink pad on there, ink blend right over the foiling, and then wipe it off. And look what happens. Isn't that beautiful? You can make your sentiments any color that you need them to be to match your background or anything else. So that is the other fantastic trick in using the white cardstock, the hammer mill that takes ink so beautifully. Went a little bit faster on this one. Okay, if you're watching, I've seen some new names on here. Kathy, I think, unless Kathy follows and maybe I don't normally know or catch it. Don't forget to follow me, please, and hit the notification button. Sorry. Ooh, look how pretty. And because we had just a little bit of that, you probably can't see it, but there are just a little bit of speckles that were left on that didn't go on the other one, but look how pretty. Oh, good. Thanks, Kathy. I'm glad you joined us and that you're following. I appreciate it. Look how pretty. Love it. Now let's compare. Look, you got a twofer. Here is the regular Better Press. Hi, Lisa Sachs. I didn't know you were on here. Here's the Better Press, and then here's the negative also. Look how pretty. They almost don't even look like the same plate, do they? Because it's just totally different. And we could go direct ink to paper, take your black, you could use black because we all love the black, and go right here and ink this whole thing and then just wipe it off. Now, it might not look so pretty because you'll lose a lot of this. It might be harder to see the definition of the flowers. I don't know. You know, we'd have to see. But look how pretty. Isn't that just beautiful? Love it. Hi, Linda Gorman. I get excited. I didn't know you were on here. Hi, Paula. I didn't say hi to Paula earlier. I'm glad you joined us. I know, isn't it so beautiful? But that's the great thing about these press plates. Like, so many different ways to use them. So there's those, and you saw my sentiments. I'm going to turn this off now. We're done. And let me show you. Oh, one thing we didn't even talk about. You're going to have to watch the videos when I get them done, because we didn't even talk about this gorgeous flower. Is that not stunning? Like, you don't have to do anything. It was just inked. Here are the other panels I did. This is that Aura Gold. Isn't that beautiful? And then look, that's another one using that. And there's the negative for the Aura Gold. You don't have to do anything. Slap a sentiment on there and, you know, do a background, cut it out with a frame. How stunning. Oh, well, I'm glad you joined us, Paula. We're glad to have you. I go live every Thursday night at 8. Half the time, it's, you know, things don't always work. But tonight, these make it so easy. That's it. So what do you guys think? I mean, seriously, I am just obsessed. Oh, that flower, Bonnie, like, you know me and flowers. Like, that flower's everything. Seriously. So, thanks so much, everybody, for joining. Please leave me nice comments. And if you have any questions, I do try to answer questions. So, if you have a question about something, let me know. And stay tuned for the video tutorials I have coming for these cards. Seriously, I tried to do 3 different cards with like 3 different kinds of techniques going on. So, yay, I am glad to, and thank you. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. I will be live again next Thursday night, and you know, I never know what I'm going to do ahead of time, usually. And so, let me know if you have any suggestions. You could leave a comment too. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next week. I know I'll have at least one video out before then. All right. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Oopsies.